Start your journey today by liking, subscribing, and sharing our YouTube channel, KnowledgeWell Media, or by going to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site and perusing over the available content and information. Also by submitting your email at the bottom of the Square site page in the Stay in the Loop section to receive priority information, specials, and other insider details. Or by signing up for a 1-hour consultation to tailor your specific educational needs in beginning your journey. You may do so at the aforementioned Square site, once again at knowledgewell-media.square.site. Here are a few other items in demand on our Square site. The Person Defined series, a 9-part video lecture series, comprehensively outlining the scheme to artfully deceive mankind into trading away his birthright, his natural liberties, and inherent rights. Pre-orders for The Yellow Bricks of Emerald, the first edition, offered presently as an ebook only. This book comprehensively uncovers the legal schemes, past, present, and future, of the elite powers and the U.S., subjecting American citizens to servitude and allegiance due to their own ignorance. The KnowledgeWell Video Lecture Series Trust Course, a comprehensive lecture series educating on the history, effects, and administration of the wealth-preserving, asset-protecting, private commercial entity known as a trust. Plus, we have our very own template and instructions to help you set up yours. And, coming soon, our apparel and product store for all things KnowledgeWell, including shirts, hats, jackets, cups, bumper stickers, and more. For all this and much, much more, as well as for any questions or comments, email to knowledgewell4u@gmail.com or go to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site. And now, you've been made free. What are you going to do with it? Welcome. How's that? How's that? Let me know if that is better. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. All right. It's probably that's probably what it was. I think I had the intro music going in the background. No issue if you can send an email when you go live, then we can join and support. Okay, I'll try to get better at doing that, Joseph. Thank you for that. All right, thousand. Okay, all right, 1,000 times better. Thank you. All right. Joseph Vincent says better. Very good. Thank you. I think I got to remember to cut that music, the intro music off. I'll do better at that as well. All right, so let's get going here. I think we burned enough time. Let me take this down here. All right, and so did you send me the link? All right, BB. Okay, let's see here. All right, there we go. All right, I think we're ready to rock and roll. It's 6:21 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Wisconsin. Happy Day of the Sun. Back at the job tomorrow, right? So we're talking to Mark of the Beast, Antichrist, and the Artificial Person, Part 3. Dun, dun, dun. Make sure you share this to your Facebook page, please. Let's get some more people in here. Set some more captives free. All right, so what I want to do is let's pick up where we left off. I also want to go over a video from about 10 months ago. We'll watch that a little bit together. I'll break in and give commentary on that. I would like to have more of your questions. We need to finish off this series. Hopefully we can do that tonight. And then we'll start working on the remedy aspect, which I'm sure everybody's chomping at the bit and wanting to get with that. The remedy aspect, which will be on the private side. Okay, so hopefully you're a Patreon member. But if you are not, I think I'll be doing some Zooms. You know, we can do some Zoom meetings like seminar. So let people know that we're going to be doing that. We'll put some more information out because I really want to interact. I like this the instructor type with using the whiteboard. I like to teach. That's my teaching style. I'm visual, and so I would love to be, have Q&A, questions and answer in a more private setting where we can just talk. We can just talk and I can teach. Okay, so we're going to be setting that up, and there's where we're going to give the greater details regarding the actual remedy and whatever. Okay, we'll touch on it, wet your whistle a little bit to keep you interested and get you over into the private area where we can really go in. Okay. All right. Thank you for Joseph Henson and Terry Camp for letting me know that the sound is better. I really appreciate that. All right. So with that being said, let's pick up where we left off. We're going to go back to the Social Security Administration website. All right. Let me share my screen. All righty. Here. We'll do the window, I think. Share that. Can I do that? Okay. All right. Let's do it like that. And we're going to go back again to the Social Security Administration's website. Discussing, remember, we were talking last time, the legal name. Let's finish that off. Let's see. It is known as the SSA POMS manual. See if we can get it to pop up. There it is. Okay. So you see right here, Social Security Administration.gov, POMS RM 10212.001, defining the legal name for a Social Security number. All right, we click on that, and we left off. We were talking about the legal name. They define what the legal name is, which is what they said they were going to do, right? Define the legal name. And they said that the legal name consists of a first name and a last name. Okay. Now, again, we're talking positive law. We're talking about man-made law, the constructs of man, legislative enactments, and what have you, right? This is not God's law. This is not what is known as, natural law. This is positive law. And positive law, if you recall and remember, is distinguishable or able to be distinguished from natural law. Okay. And remember that House of Representatives website says that basically natural law is a pre-existing law to every other law. Pre-existing to every other law. All right. And it also says that, I should take you there, but I should have this by memory by now, right? It also says that why it is distinguishable from positive law, because it properly governs moral human conduct. That's what natural law does. All right. Distinguishable, once again, from positive law. And we're looking right now at the Social Security Administration's website, which is under the legal order, American jurisprudence, which puts it under the category of positive law. Are you picking up what I just put down? All right. So therefore, this is man-made stuff. This is not God's law. This is not natural. All right. So here we go. So then when you look at these things, they're able to define words. They're able to use a word and say, when it comes to the Social Security Administration, or when it comes to the state of Wisconsin, or whatever state in the union that you happen to be a resident in, they can change the actual definition of a word. They have that control and that power. All right. And so with that being said, first name and last name, you might say mean something or have an understanding that it means one thing. But alas, when it comes to positive law, the enactments of a duly authorized legislature, they set the terms and conditions of a particular word. And it may not mean what you think it means. All right. Hence legalese, right? It's its own type of language. All right. And you're going to see that here in a moment. So they said a legal name consists of a first name and a last name, right? And then it says that we now know the purpose. What is the purpose of this legal name, this mark, this indicia, this thing that indicates to whom you belong? All right. That's what the mark means. The indicia, the legal name, is the mark of the system, the beast. All right. So the legal name is the name used to do what? To sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. Meaning, if you do not possess this last name and first name, or this legal name, aka legal name, then you cannot, under the American jurisprudence, under the United States system, then you cannot sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. Hence, what does Revelation say about the mark and not having it? If you don't have the mark, you will not be able to do what? Buy, sell, or trade. Does that sound like what you are seeing right now? If you do not have the legal name, then you will not be able to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. How are you going to buy, sell, or trade unless you can sign legal documents, unless you can sign deeds, unless you can sign contracts? Sounds a lot like the mark of the beast to me, don't it? All right, so let's keep going. So we're doing review before we get going here. And then we went on down here to number 2, and it talked about how that legal name is created. That legal name is created through a translation, meaning to take something in one language and to turn it into something in a completely different language. That's what it means. So, I mean, this is not in Spanish. It's not in French. No, these letters that we are looking at on the screen look a whole lot like what we call English, don't they? So they're not talking about translating into a quote unquote foreign language, such as, whatever, pick whatever, right? Portuguese, whatever. I don't know. That's not what they're talking about. However, they are saying to this is a manual that is instructing the Social Security Administration's employees on what to do in defining your legal name, or the legal name that you get at citizenship or at birth or whatever. All right. And so, okay. All right. And so they are instructed. The employee of the Social Security Administration is instructed to translate the given names and family names that are shown on the documents that you submit as Social Security number, evidence to what? They're going to translate the given name and family name. Remember, we said that the given name and family name are the names. Those are what your natural birth mother or father or grandma, whomever gave you that name. It's called a given name because they gave it to you. Okay, that is your natural designation, as it were, right? Your parents have a right to mark you, right? So that people will know to what family you belong. That's the family name. Right. And then your indicia, right? That name that you are given by your mother, okay, becomes your identifier. Okay. Now, so they're going to take what your mama gave you. Remember the song, Shake What Your Mama Gave You? They're going to take what your mama gave you. All right. And they're going to translate it, turn it into a completely different language. Okay. And they're telling you what language. Watch. They said, translated to what? The first name and last name on the Social Security number application. Well, if we go back up to the top here, what did they say the first name and last name are? Huh? The legal name consists of a first name and last name. So let me get this straight. I'm warming up. Woo. So the legal name consists of the first name and last name. So it's a type of name. It's a legal name. Therefore, it belongs under the legal order, American jurisprudence, under positive law, enactments of a duly authorized legislature, statutes. So let me ask you a question, class. Then what language are they translating your given name and family name into? If it's the legal order, what language does the legal order use? That's right, legalese. Okay, let me just fact check myself real quick on that. Let's see if I can prove that. Legal definition of legal ease. Let's see if I can prove it. Did I spell that wrong? I did, didn't I? Hold on. Legal. I believe it's like that, right? Let's see if we can get something here. Legalese is a technical style of writing and vocabulary used by lawyers and in legal documents to discuss laws, contracts, and legal terms and definitions. Now, didn't they just say that if you don't have the legal name, you are not able to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts? Go figure. In this definition, they mention those instrumentalities. Legalese is the language that they use to discuss laws, contracts, and legal terms and definitions. So I would say that's pretty consistent, wouldn't you? 777. Look, it's also known as legal jargon, legal English. Look, what is that? Gobbledygook, or officialese. I never even knew that. Let's look what let's see what they say here over at Cornell Law. Legalese informally refers to specialized terminology, a phrasing used by those in the legal field and within legal documents. There it is again, to sign legal documents. Legalese is notoriously difficult for the public to understand. Yeah, because it's a separate language. It's a different language. Key features of classic legalese include long, wordy, complicated sentence structures utilizing passive voice and obsolete formalisms, and the usage of Latin, archaic or unnecessarily long words when simpler and clearer language exists. Wow. Although there has been movement towards the use of plain or simple English, legalese persists in the legal field. This is often attributed to legal professionals who believe that legalese increases the prestige of legal jobs, impresses clients, and protects the market demand for legal services. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let's see what else we got here. All right. I think that's enough. I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. Let's get back. All right. Let's get back. So they translated the given name and family name into the first and last name, which are what the legal name consists of. There is a translation taking place here from English into a different language known as legalese, the language of the legal order, essentially. All right. That's how it was constructed. Now, were you ever told that? Did you ever know that? Why not? Why not? Well, why not? All right, so let's continue from there. Watch this. How can you prove that you have received this legal name? Ooh, don't touch that dial. How can you prove that you have this legal name? Here it is at number 1, evidence of legal name. All right, evidence of legal name. So look right here. 1, U.S. born individual. In general, so more often than not, a U.S. born person's legal name. There's a whole lot said right here. A whole lot. For one thing, it's showing ownership by this particular person. So this is something that is going to belong or become, loosely, I'll say property. It's not yours. It's borrowed or lent to you, lent to you. But for these intended purposes, this U.S. born person's legal name. Now, let me just pose this to you. Is the U.S. an artificial person? It's quiet in here. Is the U.S. a natural person or a legal person, an artificial person? My point is, if the U.S. is an artificial person, are you? Is this talking about you being born as a human being? Because if it's artificial, how can you as a natural human being be who they're talking about right here? It says a U.S. born person's legal name is the name shown on the presented U.S. birth certificate. And I'm going to go out. Look, this wasn't here. I think they updated that. I've never seen that right here. I'm going to look back at my archives because I've covered this before and see if this word was here. I don't remember that being there, but that's interesting. I don't know the significance because it's my first time seeing that as far as I know. But I digress. In general, a U.S. born person's legal name is the name shown on the presented U.S. birth certificate. unless the person's name has changed based on certain events, such as a marriage or a valid court order for a name change. But for these intents and purposes, we're focusing right here because the topic is, how do you evidence a legal name? Do you have a birth certificate? Because that is the proof or evidence that you have the legal name. And if you have a legal name, now you are empowered or have received a legal capacity to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. So if you want to know what this mark looks like, this indicia, look on the birth certificate. That is your mark of the beast. Okay, BB Productions said look at the bottom of the page and see when they last did an update. Let's see here. Revised. May 31st. You see it? Are y'all seeing this? Yeah, right there. See, they revised it. I knew something was up. You see this? They revised it. I know, because I taught. I've been teaching. I haven't going through all of the YouTube channels for 10 years or so. I ain't seen anybody cover this. I haven't seen anybody. Okay, so they are now, but obviously they didn't give credit to where credit's due. But that's all. It is what it is. All right. So, anyways, I knew they changed it. See, you ain't gonna get me. You ain't gonna get me, Jack. All right. So, anyways, the point is if you have that U.S. birth certificate, you want to know what the purpose of that certificate is? Huh? The purpose of that certificate is to provide evidence that you have a signing capacity so that you can enter into deeds or contracts, without which you cannot participate in commerce and trade, meaning you cannot buy, sell, or trade. Are you picking up what we just put down? That's the thick of it. Let me show you something else. There's also a form called the SS5 form. I've covered this as well. This is the application for a Social Security card. I'll blow it up for you. You see it right here, the SS5 form, okay? Application for a Social Security card. Look what they say here. Go down to page 2. We just saw over here at the Social Security Administration's website how you can provide evidence that you have received that legal name, that signing capacity. You did not have this prior to what? Getting the birth certificate. So some of us were born in this geographical area, right? And inherited, I'll say, citizenship because your mom and dad were born here or whatever, right? And so they took care of all of this. They filled out the birth worksheet and all that kind of stuff in the hospital. All right. You didn't even have a say in it. It was just done. Whatever. Okay. So you received your evidence that you are going to be able to, at the ripe age of 18, right? You'll be able to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. But until you are able to do that, mom and dad are going to do that for you. Make sense? Makes dollars. All right. So your award at that particular point in time until you reach the legal age of 18. Okay. And so going forward, that was the evidence of the signing capacity. that you have now gotten from whom? Were you born with a legal name? No. It was given to you. It was created. It was constructed by the state. Huh? So let me ask you a question. Whatever happened to the one your mama gave you? Shake what your mama gave ya. It probably looks a whole lot like that legal name. I mean, what do you think happened? Mom and dad knows the name that they gave you. They know how they intended to spell it, right? I know you're hearing the capitis diminutio maxima and all that kind of stuff, the all uppercase or capitalized words or what have you and what it means, all that, right? You're hearing about all that. Mama did not spell my name in all uppercase letters, nor did she intend for my name to be that way. But remember, it's an indicia. The legal system gave you an indicia, a mark. Something that signifies what? Who you belong to. Obviously talking in the artificial realm, right? The legal entity, legal capacity that we're talking about now. Yes, this thing is created. It is constructed. And I'll go as far as to say that it is become tangible. How? Because I've just shown you here that the birth certificate itself becomes the evidence that you have received or possess the legal name. This is evidence of the legal name. So check this out. Let me see if I'm reaching here. You tell me if I'm reaching. First of all, there's this imagination, right? Imagination world, picture, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Let's go to make-believe for a moment, right? So mom says your name is John Henry Doe, upper and lowercase, right? And then she gives birth to the physical, tangible man, right? Mankind, I'm saying, not, and so, she had already picked out the name, more than likely. Sometimes they name after the baby is born. Yeah, I get it. But for these intents and purposes, mama knew the name. She created the name. She didn't even write it down. It's up here in her imagination. She is God, goddess, the creator. Then all of a sudden, after the birth, in comes the administrative crew of the hospital. And they're coming in with all kinds of documentation and flinging papers and pens and sign right here and doing all this kind of stuff at the golden hour. Oh, yeah, it's literally called the golden hour. This is the perfect opportune time for them to get the father. I can show you this. We'll do a study. I've already done a study. If you look in the archives, I have the documentation. I got it, ascertained it from submitting a FOIA request to the Vital Records or something like that. Oh, I'm gonna show it to you. They call it the golden hour. This is the opportune time to get the father, especially in a non-marital situation. This is an opportune time, the golden hour, to get him to sign off as the father of the child. So that way, if it ever comes down to child support, they can already have him caught and he won't be thinking about the legality of the issue. Listen to this. He won't be thinking about that because he'll be too excited about the birth of his child. So they call it the golden hour to get him to sign. Ain't that something? Anyways, politics, the study of how to control the mind or the head, right? All right. So anyways, I don't want to get too far off my point. Where was that? Here, let's get back to the reading. So we have the evidence of the legal name, evidence of signing capacity. Okay, that's what the birth certificate is. And then we go over here to the SS5 form, and this is evidence of identity. Woo! This is talking about evidence of identity. This is on page 2 of the SS5 form. Same agency, Social Security Administration. Ooh, they got their hands in everything, don't they? Listen, y'all. Evidence of identity. Look what it says here. You. Who is the you in this equation or scenario? The applicant. The applicant. Remember back here, it told them to translate right here. Translate the given name and family names shown on documents submitted as Social Security number evidence, right? So an applicant's going to come in there with a given name and family name, the name that they were given by their mother or father, their natural designation, natural indicia belonging to the woman, the man. They're going to come in with that as an applicant. And when they do, Social Security Administration employee, we want you to translate, sleight of hand. Watch them hands. Translate that applicant's information. And so over here now, on the SS5 form application, it says you talking to the applicant. You, one who is applying for a Social Security card, must provide current, unexpired evidence of what? Identity. What is identity? What is the legal definition of identity? Let's take a look. What is the legal definition of identity? The legal definition of identity is the basic characteristics of an individual that make them distinct from others. It can also refer to the fact that a person or thing is the same as they are claimed to be. Let's get another definition. How about Black's Law? Here you go. Black's Law, second edition. Identity. In the law of evidence, it means sameness. The fact that a subject, person, or thing before a court is the same as it is represented, claimed, or charged to be. You got it? Get it? Got it? Good. Let's go back. So they're saying you, the applicant, only applicant that could come in there and fill out this application is a human being. So the human being, you must provide current unexpired evidence of sameness. Woo! Sameness. Remember, identity means what? Right here. Sameness. The fact that a subject, person, or thing before a court is the same as it is represented, claimed, or charged to be. So what is it telling you here, class? They want you to provide evidence or proof that you are the same as what? The legal name. Now, why would they want you as a human to provide evidence to indict yourself and say, yep, that's me? Wait a minute. What is the legal name again, y'all? What is it? Where do we get it from? According to this, look what it says. What is the legal name? A legal name consists of what? First name and last name, right? And I got to demonstrate this. Y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this because this is going to only make sense. I have to, it is my job to make sure that you walk away from here confident and knowing that I know what the heck I'm talking about. All right. So I got to do this. I got to demonstrate. Okay. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here. Oh, you know what I can do? Watch this. Watch this. Let's do this. Let's go to the DS11 form since y'all always want to talk about the DS11 form and it's going to make me free. It can prove that I'm not a citizen of the United States. Hogwash. Hogwash. I'll show you why that's hogwash. And anybody want to debate me on it? Send them my way. I have no problem proving it. So here it is. DS11 form. Where is it at?
Yeah, right here. We'll go Department of State. Look, y'all. Oh, what is this? A PDF. Okay, here we go. So here's an application. I'll blow it up for you. Nice and big for y'all in the back. Blow it up nice and big. Come on now, work with me. Oh boy, I gotta take it down just here. Will that work? One more. All right, there we go. You could clearly see that this is the DS-11 form that a lot of these gurus are claiming you can use to prove that you are not a citizen of the United States and all this kind of stuff. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's nonsense. And if they had taken the time to read this, they would clearly understand that they can't not do that, and they shouldn't be teaching that. It's erroneous. Because quite literally, it tells you who can use this form. This form is used to apply for a U.S. passport. So how are you going to claim to be foreign? This form is to apply for a U.S. passport. That's their property. How are you going to, in turn, use it to prove you are not a U.S. citizen if it's for application for a U.S. passport? That's one point. Okay, so check it out. And or card in person at any, okay, a passport agency by appointment, okay, blah, 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 blah. The U.S. passport is a travel. Whose passport? The U.S.'s passport. How are you going to use it to prove you're foreign? Come on, man. Make it make sense. All right, the U.S. passport is a travel document attesting to one's identity. Look, and is issued to who? U.S. citizens or non-citizen, but U.S. nationals. Did you know that U.S. nationals owe permanent allegiance to the United States? Did you know that? So how are you going to use this form? It's only for these two types of entities. So how can you just change the use of this form and just say willy-nilly, I'm going to use this to ask or to demand that they see me as a foreign citizen to the United States? Come on, man. Come on. Okay, debunked. Anyways, moving on. The point was, I wanted to go to an application. Let's go down to the application, the part that you fill out. Okay, so see right here. Wait, bing, right there. Okay, so here's the application, right? So remember what it says. Where are we at? Oh, I just lost my screen. Okay, so remember right here at the POMS manual, what did it say? The legal name consists of what? First name and last name. And then it says that the legal name, which is the first name and last name, is used to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. Okay. So this DS-11 form is definitely a legal document, isn't it? Okay. So you have to have a legal name in order to do this. And can you see where the legal name is? Right. Last name. Remember they said a legal name consists of a first name. So it asks you to put the first name here. See, first. That is a legal term. Don't just take that lightly, because they already told us when it comes to the legal order, when you see first name and when you see last name, that is the legal name, because it told you what it consists of. First name, last name. Okay. So, and then if you go down here where it says to the Social Security Administration's employees and instructs them to translate the name you're going to come in with, what does that look like? So when I walk in with this application or to fill out this application, right? I haven't got the application yet. I haven't got what I'm applying for yet, right? I have to first do some actions, meaning I have to fill this document out. So the name that I'm going to put on here is the name that my mom and dad gave me. But alas, the Social Security Administration workers are told to translate that name. What name? My mom and dad's name that they gave me. Translate that. When we put that on these applications, they're going to translate that into what? First name and last name, meaning they're going to turn our given name into a legal name. Are you picking up what I just put down? I mean, if that don't hit hard, I don't know what will. I just uncovered for you, unveiled the translation, meaning the obfuscation or attornment of your identity. The birth identity that your mother created, they took that and changed that. Now, am I trying to vilify the system for doing that? No, I mean, it's necessary to play in the game. You have to create a game piece, a legal capacity. You have to have legal capacity in order to even participate in commerce and trade, right? They say without it, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade, without the mark, without the indicia. So we're not vilifying it. I'm informing you of it. I'm educating you so that you know the way the game is played. That's all we're doing here. I'm not saying that the system is evil. It's bad for doing that. No, they put together a plan. They just didn't fill you in on all the details. That's all. Because everybody cannot win at this game. If all of us are winners, who's going to do the dirty work? Who's going to clean the toilets in the public areas? Everybody don't want to do that, right? There's got to be winners and there's got to be losers. It sounds, ooh, that's icky. It sounds icky. But it's real life. Somebody has to do the undesirable jobs. I call it what you want. Okay, you live here. Let's make it work. Let's make it happen. I want to teach you and educate you to ascend. Have heaven here on earth. Consciously ascend. That's all I'm doing. Okay? If you're with it, come on. Come on. Anyways, let's get back to it. So again, there is they're wanting you to put your given name and family name. Anytime that you fill out an application going forward, remember that when they put first name and last name, when you see that there, they're going to translate your birth name. They're taking, in other words, here we go. In other words, remember what we talked about transgressions? Remember we talked about sin? It's not what you were taught. It's not what you were taught in church. That's all fear mongering and fear tactics. All right? Because the Bible is available to you today. It was not at one time. They didn't let the slaves read. They didn't let you have the Bible. The Bible was only, but then they started giving it to you after they had doctored it up a little bit. Obfuscated some things, legally obfuscated. Remember, this beast is the most subtle, cunning beast of all. Oh, yeah, the American jurisprudence system. Borrowed from England. Huh? Yeah, they slick with it. And you wonder why. We are still fighting over the same old, worn out, and haggard issues of religion. You got a church on every street corner allegedly serving the same God, but they can't agree on anything. Why might that be? Why might that be? Are you seeing the game now? It's all legal attorneyments. The king and his ilk, his scribes, legal scholars, philosophers, et cetera, they were all in on the take. That's why that was that dark period. You weren't allowed to look at the Bible. You weren't allowed to all of a sudden then they gave it to everybody. I mean, it's still today, it's the most widely sold book in history. Why do you think that is? Why do you think it went from no, you can't touch this to now you can have it. Everybody can have it. I don't care. We'll take it to villages. We'll take it. Everybody must get it. It is the greatest book of all time. Nobody smells a rat there. Don't touch it. Penalty of death if you were caught reading the Bible. But they went from that to now everybody can have it. Yeah, it's because they did all the things that they needed to do to doctor it up and hid everything, covered over everything, turned everything into parables and anyhow, I mean, if that don't make sense, I don't know what else to do to help you. But anyways, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Let's take a quick break, take a breather real quick, and we'll continue for a little bit longer. If you have questions, I would get them in. We are not going to be on here for no 4 hours tonight. I got to get up for work in the morning. Don't play. We'll be right back, though. Okay. stay right where you are.
Start your journey today by liking, subscribing, and sharing our YouTube channel, KnowledgeWell Media, or by going to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site and perusing over the available content and information. Also by submitting your email at the bottom of the Square site page in the Stay in the Loop section to receive priority information, specials, and other insider details. Or by signing up for a 1-hour consultation to tailor your specific educational needs in beginning your journey. You may do so at the aforementioned Square site, once again at knowledgewell-media.square.site.
All right, and we are back. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. I got 16 people watching, it says, but I only have 7 thumbs up. Can you just take a brief moment here and do me a solid and just hit that thumbs up button for me, like one time each, though. Don't hit it twice. You hit it twice, it'll take it away. Can you do that for me? I'm watching it. I'm monitoring it right now. Let's see who's all participating. If you appreciate this information, I mean, that's the least you can do. I mean, you can also donate to help support to keep us going. 17 people watching now. And we got 7. I like those 7. 7, 7, 7. All right. If you got questions on the content thus far, if you want to challenge it, are you adverse to the position? I love a good debate. We can do that. 18 people watching now and only 7 thumbs up. Can you please hit the thumbs up button right below the KnowledgeWell little icon there? It means a great deal to content providers like myself. Could you do me that favor real quick? There we go. We got 1 person. Thank you very much. Continue. Please continue. Hit that thumbs up button so we can keep going. Would you do me that solid? All right. No participators, eh? Not going to take it, huh? Oh, there we go. Thank you. I got 9 thumbs up. Come on, hit that thumbs up button. Come on, hit that thumbs up button, y'all. It ain't that hard. I know you don't like how I look. That's okay. Love the content. Love the content and the hard work. How about that? Looking at the comment section. All right, got 16 watching, still only 9 thumbs up. All right. Joseph Henson says, it is my devices watching you. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I get it. Appreciate it. Hey, it helps with the algorithm, right? Appreciate that, Joseph. I have 8 devices. Okay, online watching, trying to find more to put on. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Joseph. All right. The Mighty One is in the building. Thank you for being here. It says, come on, y'all. All right. So we figured out why that is. That's okay. But if you are watching this on replays, please do your due diligence and hit the thumbs up button. It means I can't even explain how much it means. All right. If you hate me, you hate me. Just love the content. All right. I do my darndest to prove everything that I say. I like to back it all up. All right. So at least respect that. Okay. It's a lot of hard work. And I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Share this. Make sure you share it to your Facebook page. This is bang up information. We don't want, and I'm listening pretty much every day, YouTube channels and hearing these content providers, and they're just putting out this erroneous information. And a lot of people are going to get hurt, and a lot of people are getting hurt. Their finances. I know of a lady that lost her home on some bad information. So make sure you send this, share this and things so that your family members do not become subject, because a lot of people are looking for remedy. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be looking for remedies, and you don't want them your family members and your children and nieces and nephews to come upon that erroneous information that's going to get them in trouble or hurt. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's get back to the presentation. It is 7:09 Central Standard Time. All right, so we were at the DS11 forum. We know now from the Social Security Administration's form, that the birth certificate that each one of you are given is evidence right here of the legal name. The legal name, it consists of the first and last name, and it also it's given to you from the state to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. Okay, that's what it's for. Without it, you can't participate in commerce and trade. And then we came over here to the SS5 form, and this is where we're at. So they want you to provide you, the applicant, the human that is doing the filling out. How are you? Let me ask you a question. How are you able to fill out this form? Look up here. What kind of form is it? Application for a Social Security card. How are you able to fill out this form? Huh? Is it because, as it's stated over here, that you have a new name that was given to you by the state, which will empower you to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts? Is that why? That's you. So you, the human, shake what your mama gave you. I should have named that. Should have named the live that, huh? Listen, human being, they want you to provide evidence of sameness in your legal name. Isn't that transhumanism? Isn't that bonding with an artificial entity, as it were? Isn't that what that is? Isn't that they're requesting a human being to identify? What does identify mean again? Right here, legal definition. Sameness. It's a fact that a subject, you, the human, a person or thing before a court is the same as it is represented, claimed, or charged to be. So what are they telling you then? They're asking you to prove that you are the same as your legal name. What might that cause? What might that do? What is the effect of one doing that, identifying as something that is artificial? Stay right there. Don't move. What might that do? Look, let's read on a little bit. Your legal name. Whose legal name? Your legal name. This is a capacity that you have been given here. It was created here through a translation from your given name into the legal name, first and last name. If you were born in another country and came and apply for citizenship here, you're going to fill out this application and you're a grown A man or woman. Guess what? You're going to be given a legal name, which is going to empower you to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. That's part of citizenship. You couldn't do it at one point in time, but because you took the mark, the indicia, the legal name, now you're able to do it magically, just like that. Because of a translation. Okay? And so, again, they're asking you to prove that you are the same as the legal name. And it says your legal name will be shown on the Social Security card. So not only is the mark of the beast, I just hit something here. Not only is the mark of the beast, the mark of the system, the legal name on this birth certificate, but it's also going to be on the Social Security card. You picking up what I'm putting down? Blue Marvel 9 is in the building at KnowledgeWell. What's up, my brother? What's happening? What's happening? Thank you for being here. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Is this making sense? Listen. Generally, we prefer to see documents issued in the U.S. Whoa. Okay. Generally, we prefer to see documents issued in the U.S. documents you submit to establish identity. What? Wait. I got to shrink that down because that's not making sense here. Here we go. Generally, we prefer to see documents issued in the U.S. documents you submit to establish identity. Whoa. Oh. Okay. To establish identity. Whoa. Must show your legal name. That reads weird. Does that read weird to anybody else? Wait a minute. Generally, we prefer to see documents issued in the U.S. documents you submit to establish identity. Must show your legal name. Okay, fine. That just reads weird. Somebody didn't do their... okay. Must show your legal name. No kidding. Because if you need to provide evidence that you have a legal name. You ain't going to participate in commerce and trade here in the United States without it. Okay? You're not going to do it. And provide biographical information, your date of birth, age, or parents' names, and or physical information. Okay? If you send it, okay, blah, blah, blah. Now, watch this. So it says you have to provide the evidence. Now, how do you provide the evidence? How might you do that? Right here, as proof of your identity. I'm going to help you out real quick. As proof of your identity. As your sameness. As proof of sameness in the legal name. Look, you must provide what? Here's how you prove that you are one and the same as the legal name. You're identifying as the legal name. Or you get it? Now watch this. Here's how you do it. You tell me if you have these, a U.S. driver's license. Whose property is it? The U.S. Is it your property? What else? U.S. state issued non-driver identity card. So just a state ID. Whose is it? U.S. Number 1. State issued. Number 2. Listen, or a U.S. passport. There's the 3 ways that you prove that you are the same as the legal entity. How do we know that's true? Because it just said up here. They want you to put all your biographical information, all that. So basically, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. Isn't that what the scripture says? So what did they ask you to do? What do all of these have in common? They all have your photo. They all have your biographical information or something to that effect, right? Your height and all that kind of stuff. And probably a signature, I'm sure, right? Yeah, everything has to be signed. Now, how are you able to sign? Right here, because you have a legal name, right? They gave you a signing capacity. That's how you're able to sign. Now you can play. Now you can participate in commerce and trade. You're picking up what I'm putting down. That's the game, y'all. That's the game. All right. And so moving forward, where were we? So identity is important to remember. Remember the DS-11 form, or excuse me. Yeah, the DS-11 form is the application for a U.S. passport. Whose passport is it? It's the U.S. passport. It's their property. And this is one of the things, once again, that they say proves your identity in the legal name. So this is how, let me clear it up for you. So when you want to know how it is and why it is, you're not feeling so human anymore. You're feeling like all your natural rights and laws, all the protections of natural law and the protections of the Constitution are letting you down. Like you feel like you were supposed to be able to grab the shield of the United States Constitution and be like, get back. I am human. Hear me roar, or something like that. It ain't working so well, is it? I often hear it question like, how can they tell me to put on my seatbelt if I don't want to have a seatbelt, if I don't particularly want to be safe today, right? Why can't I'm a human being. Why can't I just make the decision I don't want to wear a seatbelt? It wrinkles my suit or something. I don't know. Huh? How is it that CPS, DHS, whatever can come and take my children out of my home because somebody put a false claim or something on me? How is that? How is the state able to interfere in how is child support able to do what they do? I just showed you. There is a conflation. If there is to be, if one can make the argument, that there is this diabolical plan of subverting humans and all that if one could make that claim, I'm just saying I'm just hypothetically. If one can do that, this is what they're trying to say. Somehow, you are disregarding my human self, my humanity. Somehow I have empowered y'all, beast system, to subvert my humanity and to elevate or glorify the legal realm, the jural sphere, over my natural human rights. How are y'all saying that y'all are not taking any regard for my arguments of my natural law rights? How are y'all able to do that? I just showed you. That's how. There is a conflation that is happening. There's a conflation. And you weren't told that by using the U.S. driver's license. You weren't told that by using the U.S. State-issued non-driver identity card and the U.S. passport. You weren't told that by doing so, by the usage of it, that it is providing proof that you are the same as the legal name. You weren't told that. Were you? But nonetheless, that's what's happening. So let me show you something else. Let me show you something. Watch this. Let me show you how it happened. We're going to go to 8 USC 1101. And I'm hearing now people talking this right here. But I got to say, I was on this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So if you go here, excuse me, let me share. Hold on. If you go to 8 US, this is the US code, right? Section 1101. Now, this is what they didn't get yet. I got it, though. So you have to go into the notes section here. So click on notes and then go all the way down to the river, something. I don't know. Go all the way down to this little portion, this little part here. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of this thing. I was hitting it so hard. Yeah, this seems weird. It wasn't this long before. They might have gotten rid of it, y'all. But you know what? I have video history of it. So they can try and get rid of it if they want to. I can prove that it was there. But let me see if it's still there. Let's see. Because there was not all this. Wait. Come on. I can't see how they would just take that out of there. Bear with me. Come on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this was not all here. But they do update. I understand that they do updates. Let's see. Come on now. Wow. Let me get all the way down here once. Let me see if it's still down here. Because it was at the very bottom. Targeted deterrence areas, verification of eligibility. Bear with me, y'all. Yeah, they hid that stuff. Let me see. Let's see. Wow. Okay, come on. Oh, that's no fair. What'd you guys do with it? Hold on. If it wasn't worth it, I wouldn't even be wasting your time or my time. But it's very important to see if they didn't get rid of it. Oh my God, there's so much here. Oh God. This was not here, y'all. I assure you, I promise you. One day I will go through it and show you my archive video, and you're gonna be like, he was right. That stuff was not there. Oh, I really want to show it to you. Dag nabbed. Aliens covered. No, that's not it. Anyways, the heading was expatriation. Oh, that really stinks. It was expatriation, and it was explaining how Americans, listen, how Americans became U.S. citizens. Hey, you know what? If they took it away, that is so messed up. But nonetheless, I can go back in my archives. Somebody can remind me for the next live, maybe if I go live on Wednesday or whatever, to pull it up, and I'll show you that it was there. That's just so strange. Let's see. It was on expatriation. So basically it was explaining how American citizens basically walked away from their nativity, as it were, and came into the United States, and it says that they were invested with the rights of citizenship. Do you know what invested means, or investment? That means they gave you something that they want a return from. You should grow it and then return them the interest from that which they have given you. That's what it's saying. So let me just interpret. Your forefathers and foremothers once, just lived on the continent, North America, South America continent. These are all the Americas, Canada, Mexico, all of that was considered the Americas. And they were lured into taking citizenship in the United States, 1789, right? It was established here, 1789. They were lured over here. Okay. And so it says that they were, when they take part in citizenship, that they are invested with the rights of citizenship. So in a sense, you obtain civil and political rights. But in another sense, you also owe an obligation or obligations and duties to the state, allegiance, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? And so that's what happened. Now, that means you left your nativity, you left your originations, and you came over into the United States. Remember, it said U.S. born persons when we were looking at the birth certificate? You left the natural, and came over into in a legal experimentation is what I'm saying, is what they're explaining. But you don't see it that way. You think that this is the same as you know what you had in your natural element. Because nobody explained to you that there is that grand distinction. Nobody explained that to us. And nobody thinks that's even important to explain or to, just be a good citizen. That's all. Be a productive citizen. Just go with it. Keep playing the game, right? But see, ignorance is not bliss. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we perpetuate poverty in our line, in our successions, because there are those that know the game. Those are the ones that flourish. So you see, you can have a seat at the table. This is what I teach here. You can have a seat at the table. You can be just as good as anybody else out there at this game. But see, we got to get you on a level playing field. That's what KnowledgeWell Media is about. We're providing education so we can get you on a level playing field. So at least you can compete. See, you're not able to compete until you have that background information, understanding the basics and the fundamentals of the system and how it works. That's the only problem you have. You're not supposed to be working 60, 70 hours a week to, make somebody else uber wealthy. Not all of us. You see what I'm saying? Not all of us. Some people like it. I'm a brainiac. I want to use my mind. I don't want to, I got enough cuts and scrapes and, burns from work and all this kind of stuff, man. Our bodies aren't made for that. Our bodies are made, enjoyment, experimentations and what have you. That's what we're made to do. This stuff is killing us prematurely. We're supposed to be living to 120 at least in accordance with natural law, right? I apologize. I am still looking for this. And it is not, I just don't understand what they did. I can't just see them just arbitrarily just deleting it. To me, that just seems like that would be too much trouble for them. But that's what happened, y'all. Our forefathers and foremothers walked away from the natural land, as it were, and voluntarily, took the deal. They took the deal. They signed the contract and took the deal without knowledge of what they were doing. It just seemed good. Oh, there's gold over there in them streets. There's plenty of work over there. We can work our fingers to the bone. Why is that attractive? Why is that attractive? That's what they did, though. They were lured in and they went for it. Now, again, I'm not vilifying the system. It's a genius system. I mean, you lured every nationality here to become members of an imaginary, artificial experimentation. That's a good salesman. I mean, we have every nationality here from all over the place. That's a good salesman. All right. Let's take a little break. I'll keep looking real quick. Hopefully, I only got a little bit more to scroll through. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. Hopefully, you got comments and questions or whatever, and we'll continue in a moment. Stay right where you are. Peace.
Here are a few other items in demand on our Square site. The Person Defined series, a 9-part video lecture series, comprehensively outlining the scheme to artfully deceive mankind into trading away his birthright. his natural liberties and inherent rights. Pre-orders for The Yellow Bricks of Emerald, the first edition, offered presently as an ebook only. This book comprehensively uncovers the legal schemes, past, present, and future, of the elite powers and the U.S., subjecting American citizens to servitude and allegiance due to their own ignorance. The KnowledgeWell Video Lecture Series Trust Course, a comprehensive lecture series educating on the history, effects, and administration of the wealth-preserving, asset-protecting, private commercial entity known as a trust. Plus, we have our very own template and instructions to help you set up yours. And, coming soon, our apparel and product store for all things KnowledgeWell, including shirts, hats, jackets, cups, bumper stickers, and more. For all this and much, much more, as well as for any questions or comments, email to knowledgewell4u@gmail.com or go to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site. And now, you've been made free. What are you going to do with it?
All right, we're back. Yeah, unfortunately, y'all, I'm going to have to go back in the archives and find it to demonstrate that it does exist. I don't like putting things out there without being able to show you. But yeah, I don't see it in here. I really don't. So I apologize for that. I will make good on my word, though. I will pull up my archives and show it to you. I'm not going to take the time to do that now. I've already taken enough time here. But how do I want to do this now? Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right, so let's just in review real quick. We started here at the Social Security Administration's POMS manual, where they establish what the legal name is and what it's for, to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. It came about through a legal construct or construction, through the translation of your given name and family name. Okay, so you came in applying using your birth, given name, and family name, and you attach that to these legal documents known as the Social Security number application form. When the employee receives your application, they're told to translate that English or whatever, that English name, given name and family name, into the first and last name. The first and last name, as you saw above, are what the legal name consists of. Okay, so they translated from English into legalese, so in recognition of the legal order. All right, that beast system, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Now, you supplied that name on that application, as you do anytime you fill out a legal document, a contract, or what have you in the United States. Each and every single time. Yeah. A translation is happening. Okay. Because remember, the natural man, human, does not have parity with artificial persons or beings, nor can it have parity with any of the legal constructs, such as artificial persons, such as the state, which is a political community, right? A jural society. It is a society that is recognized or sanctioned by positive law. What is positive law? Positive law are the enactments of a duly authorized legislature, statutes. That's what it is. And then it goes on to say, remember, that positive law is distinguishable from natural law. Why? Because natural law, unlike positive law statutes, properly governs moral human conduct or human behaviors. Positive law doesn't govern human behaviors because it is the land of artificial persons. All right. Juridical persons. All right. We established that in parts 1, 2, and 3. So go back and watch that and review while you still can. All right. And with that being said, now, then, so that's why there has to be a translation, because you cannot come in as a human doing business in an artificial realm. And so they have to translate that given name and family name into a legal name. That's how it happens. So that you can be on par with or in the legal order. Now you can go forth and conquer. Now you can feel free to roam around the country. You see, this is where it takes place, is the point. This is that mark of the beast. That's what it is. This is the mark of the system, indicating whose you are, to whom you belong. All right. And so, again, there had to be a translation, an attornment, as it were, or a transgression, or a trespass, meaning to, trans means to go across something. So a trans action or a transgression, right? The human trespasses or transgresses over into the artificial realm, the jural realm, jural society, leaves behind his or her natural existence and takes on a type of artificial existence. Because now he or she has legal capacity. And we saw that here, that you can prove that you have undergone this transaction. No, you have undergone this transformation. There's that word, that part of the word, trans. So you're going across into a realm where no man belongs. There's a translation, a transgression. Okay. So this is what is happening. This is how, again, you can sit there and wonder, how is the state able to tell me what to do? Or how is the state able to tell me to wear a seatbelt? What if I don't want to wear a seatbelt today? How can they make me do that? Well, because they're only basically, it's called the political interests. It's the state's interest. They have what's known as a compelling state interest. Okay. That is the parents patriae, the father. The state becomes the father, your daddy. Okay. And so daddy is over his children. Okay. And that's what's going on there. And so, because there's a transformation. So they're no longer considering your humanity per se. They're no longer considering the natural laws. Now, political and civil rights have taken place or have been invested in you. Oh, I wish I can. Oh, I want to show it to you so bad. And I should have printed it out, but I got it. Worry not. I will present it for you. So this is what is happening, y'all. To answer the question, it's 7:43. I don't think there's any reason to prolong. I think you're all picking up what I'm putting down. And I want to say that this can kind of conclude the series. Obviously, we're going to talk more on it, but I think for the series' sake, I think if you go through parts 1, 2, 3, and this one here, and look at the other uploads I've done, I think we have proven and given you the things to prove what's really going on, that this translation has happened, this transformation has happened. This is how they have the plausible deniability. When you stand there, I got skin. I'm a living soul. Where are my natural rights? And they say, well, that doesn't apply here, or your constitutional rights, you can't use that here. This is not the venue for that in these courts. What they're letting you know is all that we can recognize under positive law are jural and juristic persons. That's all. Okay. And those are legal persons, law persons. Those are not human persons. That's the missing link. And so I just proved for you through reputable sources like the Social Security Administration's own website, the House of Representatives, and other places, how that happens, why that happens, and what it means to you and your family. Okay. And so there is remedy is the point. We're going to start to transition into talking on the remedy on how to remember. There's nothing wrong per se with the system as it stands. You just need to know the rules to the game. Okay. You unfairly, strategically, some of the pieces were removed from the puzzle, and when you got down to almost getting the picture, it seems like you're getting this thing together. You're 18, 20, 30 years old now, and you're ready to, exercise your own powers and strengths in this existence. And then you're almost there, and all of a sudden you notice that there's a piece to this puzzle that's not there. You see, and you didn't know. And knowing, as G.I. Joe used to say, is half the battle, right? Okay, and so KnowledgeWell is here. What we have done is we have artistically saw the shapes that are missing from your puzzle that they've been holding back from you. And we have, kind of manufactured our own pieces. And we're going to give you those pieces so that you can complete that puzzle. That's what we're doing here. All right. So you disseminate through this information. This is not legal advice, nor is it intended to be legal advice. All right. If you need legal advice, please seek yourself a competent attorney. Please be advised. All right. This is for educational purposes only. If you appreciate this type of information, we ask that you donate so that you can help us stay on the air. And that's a great way to show your appreciation. You can do so scrolling across the bottom of the screen right there by $ American Consulate. That's to our Cash App. All right. We greatly appreciate any little or big thing that you do. Also, you can go and purchase, again, at our Square site, t-shirts such as the one I'm wearing here. It's KnowledgeWell. And you're picking up what I'm putting down. Courtesy of BB Productions. Great products. Cups, mugs. I got thermos here. KnowledgeWell. It's got all of our branding on it, basically. Keeps things hot, and things cold. How you like that? So, if you have ordered a t-shirt, I know, Terry, we have yours. It should be getting in the mail. If it ain't in the mail already, it should be getting in the mail tomorrow, I think. So, yeah, the t-shirt that you won, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Courtesy of Joseph Henson, I believe. Yes. Okay. Yeah, not intended as legal advice. Okay, so we're going to continue, obviously, every Sunday here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We appreciate all of your support and all of your 8 instruments, Joseph. Thank you very much. What else? Yeah, we'll say that this concludes this so we can move on into the remedy. I mean, I'll probably still talk on it. The remedy is going to be private. Probably maybe on the Patreon sometimes. That's where we'll dump down things that we've recorded or lives that we've done. We'll dump everything down to our Patreon. That'll be exclusive information for our Patreon subscribers. And did I put up the Patreon for you? Here. This is the Patreon. Right there. Patreon.com/KnowledgeWell, the number 4, the letter U, KnowledgeWell for you. All right, that's our Patreon. If you want to have that exclusive membership so that you can get access to that exclusive information, that's the way to do it right there. Also, we're going to be doing seminars on like Zoom or whatever, so that'll be live. We can interact with each other, more of a classroom type setting. That's going to be a great time. So I'm going to be looking to get that started almost immediately, probably the weekend, next weekend. So stay tuned for details on that. If you would like to push me more on that, just send me an email or something like that to KnowledgeWell, the number 4, the letter U @gmail.com. Hey, what's going on with that class, man? Are we starting or what? I don't mind that. Keep me on task. All right. Appreciate that. With that being said, let's see, comment section. Any questions? All right. BB Productions is putting all of the links into the comment section. All right. For your convenience. Thank you for that, BB Productions. Please don't forget to go on over to BB Productions, the YouTube channel. You can see things like this being created and different designs and artistic expression. All right. Please go on over there. She can put the link in the comment section. I think it's BB's Boutique. Okay. Okay. So our goal is to start classes mid-September. Okay. So mid-September. All right. So yeah, we'll get all that set up. All right. Joseph Henson says good night to everyone. Oh, my bad. Good night to everyone. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you, if not before, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time right here, KnowledgeWell Media. There's BB's Boutique. That's there you go. There's the URL to go and show support to BB's Boutique, who provides us with all of this great content. All right. With that being said, and now you've been made free. The question is, what are you going to do with it? All right. We're setting the captives free. If you're, again, interested in those courses and classes, you can express that at our KnowledgeWell, the number 4, the letter 2 at gmail.com, and we will get you put on the roster. We need to know who all is ready to participate. All right. Make it happen. Don't get left out. All right. Peace.
Start your journey today by liking, subscribing, and sharing our YouTube channel, KnowledgeWell Media, or by going to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site and perusing over the available content and information. Also by submitting your email at the bottom of the Square site page in the Stay in the Loop section to receive priority information, specials, and other insider details. Or by signing up for a 1-hour consultation to tailor your specific educational needs in beginning your journey. You may do so at the aforementioned Square site, once again at knowledgewell-media.square.site. Here are a few other items in demand. Here are a few other items in demand on our Square site. The Person Defined series, a 9-part video lecture series, comprehensively outlining the scheme to artfully deceive mankind into trading away his birthright, his natural liberties, and inherent rights. Pre-orders for The Yellow Bricks of Emerald, the first edition, offered presently as an ebook only. This book comprehensively uncovers the legal schemes, past, present, and future, of the elite powers and the U.S., subjecting American citizens to servitude and allegiance due to their own ignorance. The KnowledgeWell Video Lecture Series Trust Course, a comprehensive lecture series educating on the history, effects, and administration of the wealth-preserving, asset-protecting, private commercial entity known as a trust. Plus, we have our very own template and instructions to help you set up yours. And, coming soon, our apparel and product store for all things KnowledgeWell, including shirts, hats, jackets, cups, bumper stickers, and more. For all this and much, much more, as well as for any questions or comments, email to knowledgewell4u@gmail.com or go to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site. And now, you've been made free. What are you going to do with it?